and former advisor to President Bill Clinton, and Matt Schlapp, former White House political director to President George W. Bush and chairman of the American Conservative Union. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Great to have you here.
To be here.
That was a pretty good line, Matt, from Hillary Clinton last night.
Yeah, I tell you, I have a big smile on my face this morning, though, Martha, because Donald Trump had a great debate. It was by far and away his best debate performance. I do think Hillary Clinton was ready. She's always ready. She studies up. She has her lines ready. But I think every time we're talking about her foreign policy, the Obama foreign policy, I actually think in the end that's good for us. I think it's one of the reasons why a lot of voters don't want to vote for her, because I think they think we have failed in the issue of radical Islamic terror.
You know, one of the things, Doug, that he really needed to do last night, Donald Trump, was to expand his base and to make people who got wobbly on him come back home. Did he accomplish that?
I think he got part of that done, Martha. I think those who might have gotten wobbly, I think this would have reassured his base. Did he expand his constituency? I don't really think so. And beyond that, with the distraction of his potentially not accepting the results of the election, it created another distraction that's going to make it harder and harder for him to catch up.
Yeah. How much of a problem was that statement, Matt?
Well, I thought it was interesting. I think the winner last night was Chris Wallace. He did a great job as a moderator, which is almost an impossible role. No argument there for sure. And look, I think it was good that he pushed Donald Trump. I think it's a legitimate question. I do think it's unfortunate that Hillary Clinton didn't answer the question as well. I think they both should have answered that question.
She did, Matt, on the plane. She said
well, I don't think that's right. I will quibble with that.
No, she did on the plane. That's
the other
what
thing.
happened.
I will quibble with that. The other thing is I think it was unfortunate that the Clintons negotiated a no handshake. I think this is getting awfully petty.
I agree.
You know, they should be able to shake hands, look each other in the eye. I think we'll get through this election, and I think each candidate will support the other. But the nation is very divided, and that's not going to be solved if Hillary Clinton were to win the campaign she's run, which is dang near issueless.
You know, when you look at that, you know, those couple of things, I think they're really good points, Matt. The handshake moment, it's too bad. Right, Doug?
It is.
I mean, you know, you look at this process and you say, I was looking at pictures tonight's the Al Smith dinner in New York of Mitt Romney and Barack Obama, you know, sort of kind of a half embrace that they did when they walked into that dinner.
Sure.
They never had problems shaking hands. It just goes to the really divisive place that the nation is in right now over all of this.
Well, look, I would agree with Matt and you that if there was a real standout performer, it was Chris Wallace. But the real loser last night to me were the American people, because the divisiveness, Martha, that you speak of only weakens us as a nation, because politics is not a blood sport. We don't go forward as Democrats and Republicans. We have very real problems, many of which were talked about: nuclear weapons, Russia, Syria, and we can't take them on if we're divided. We'll all lose.
You know, when you look at that moment, what he's inspired in the nation is this sort of pushback, Matt, in terms of the election and accepting the results of the election. You know, I think there is an argument that you could make that you have to always push back on the electoral process to a certain extent. Now, we all understand that you accept the final result, but we've seen a lot of elections in this country, whether they're state or federal, where it's like, wait a minute, you know, I want to look at that county again. I want to look at that part again. And then, after that process, everybody moves forward. But if we don't keep nudging back against that system and keeping it pure all the time, it will disappear.
Look, Fox News has done a great job of reporting on these videos that have been released where the allies to the Clinton campaign are out there trying to wreak havoc out there in the electorate, and I think it's shameful and it ought to be criticized, and I think every person should vote. Don't listen when people in the media tell you this race is over. There's a new poll that shows Donald Trump's up 3. The poll that was the most accurate 4 years ago shows that Clinton is only up 2. This is going to be a tight race at the end of the day. Everybody should vote. And let me tell you, I spent a month in Florida in the 2000 recount. Why do you think we all of us from the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, and I was working for the Bush campaign, why did we go to Florida? Because it was close and every vote mattered, and we all know there's subjectivity in elections. And the key is that as Americans, let's have transparency and let's make sure that the results have integrity. And that starts with all of us voting, all of us getting engaged, because the issues are important.
All right. Thanks, you guys.